Did Suge ever say anything about that he saw who did it?
Not to me, no. Well, I asked him. To me, he was just like, don't say nothing. Don't. You know what I mean? Cause I was, like I said, 16, 17. I'm pissed. I'm ready to go. Like, then me, like, I don't know. Too many cameras and shit out here. Don't say nothing.
So again, you got this idea that he knew who did it, but he wasn't.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
And never will he. He, like I said, he's not no punk either. He don't be needing no help. If he got something he want to do, he gonna do it. By the time I made it back here from Vegas, it was already, the city was on fire. It started before we even got back from Vegas, you know what I mean?
Right. For people not initiated into, the gang mentality, why is it important to answer back?
Well, because at the end of the day, if you got to stand for something, and you can't, even in your home, you're not gonna let nobody come attack you and don't do nothing back. And more. You know, you always hit harder back.
The first one to get shot was Brim, Darnell Brim.
He didn't have nothing to do with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he wasn't even in Vegas.
They don't even get along, like, they don't fuck with each other like that.
Yeah, what's the relationship that you know of between Brim and Keefe?
I just know they cliques. They always making money a lot, and they cliques. You know, they two streets didn't really mesh well.
Right. Yeah, somebody I talked to one Southsider one time, and he was just like that was one street start making money, the other street's not making that much money, and it just jealousies.
Yeah. Compton, yeah, that's Compton. And then you know they're gonna steal from you if they can, and
right.
Just messy, trifling shit.
People always ask, like, why didn't the gang war happens? People are getting shot on both sides. Why didn't the Pirus get it? Orlando and Keefe and them, like, why did those guys?
Well, because what they would do is if shit happens, and that's historically known, it's with him in particular, they leave. They start shit and then be nowhere to be found. And that's how they homies and shit get drawn into it. So that's why they was, like, even when he died, I mean, at the end of the day, he was making a lot of bad blood. Not just with, like, the Pirus, amongst the other Crips and his friends. And
Orlando Anderson.
Yeah. Like I said, he wasn't no punk, but it was more almost bully shit. You know they not gonna sit down either, though. So he had a lot of respect, and he kind of took advantage of it. And I think that's what ultimately cost him his life. Did
you hear about him and some of the other guys going around and bragging about it? Was that getting back to you guys?
Yeah.
What'd you hear?
Well, you know, at the end of the day, it's always similar bitches around. So the girls that they deal with, some of the homies deal with, and they be like, yeah, they be over there laughing about that shit.
So you heard from people that...
Yeah, like, well, we like, okay. Plenty of times that we heard that, yeah.
Yeah. And so you heard that Orlando Anderson, did you hear anybody else was trying to take credit for it?
No.
Yeah, just him.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear this? There was a story that the next day they were rolling around their neighborhood in the white Cadillac playing Tupac's music?
Yeah.
You heard about that?
Yep. Yep. Yeah, and it was in another neighborhood on the west side.
What did you think about that?
I mean, come with the territory. I ain't surprised. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you think other side would have done the same thing in a similar situation? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we probably would have been driving over there playing it.
Just to rub it in?
Yeah.
Well.
Tim and I start preparing for this multi-gang search warrant, and then Tim wrote a big affidavit, which is famous now, everyone's read it, but it was like a 40 location search warrant that had to do with as a result of the murder of Tupac and the war that came back to Compton, right? So in order to get one of the things together, it takes a mass amount of people. I mean, we had the sheriffs, LAPD, DOJ, FBI. We had to get like 200 people to hit these houses simultaneously at 6 in the morning, right?
Like they hit the house and all that. They took my chain off. I had like 10,000 in my pocket. They took my chain off me. They searched the house looking for guns. They wind up taking all my photo albums, the feds. And it was a gang of other different polices. They couldn't find none. They tried to put some hot ones on me. That didn't ride out. So they stole my photo albums. And they claimed that they was gonna take my chain and keep it. So that's how he had my chain. And my chain was just laying on the table. And you know, they was coming in with the cameras. They was taking pictures with my chain and all that. And I got the chain back, but I didn't get my photo albums back.
Did the raids affect you?
Yeah.
What happened?
Kept raiding my house. Kept raiding my grandma's house. Stole my jewelry out the house. A whole bunch of shit. I had like my death row chain, ring. The police raided that house, and I never seen it again. They never put it on paper. I wasn't even there. Then they said they didn't have a warrant for me. They just had a warrant to search for like weapons or whatever. They had no weapons, but I didn't have no jewelry when I got home after they fucked that house up. They was raiding. They had gang injunctions, and you couldn't even be 2 people on the corner. They had to take you to jail.
Wow. Did it? What was the effect of the raid? Did it kind of tamp things down though, or? I mean, how did the war end? It just tapered off? And,
Yeah, it just phased out.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm sure other things happened over there outside of, whatever was going on between us and them, and shit happened over there, and, people start getting older, some people die, people get wiser, shit ain't worth it. When is this shit gonna stop, so.
You had a medallion, a death row medallion.
Right.
How was it decided who got those, and how was it handed out?
Should've decided that. We flew up to Vegas one day, put out his briefcase, and like, boom, here, I got you 4 of us. It was only 4 of us teenagers. He gave all of us chains, all of us rings. Then the police took it when they raided my grandma's house. I got a new one now, though, so we good.
You got another one?
Yeah, I got another one.
Yeah, Neckbone said his got taken, and his
You got
is the
neck
one.
bones too?
So yeah, but he said he got his back. But he says that's the one you see the cop, the famous picture of the Compton cop holding up a chain. He's Neckbones. That says that was my chain.
See, ours didn't have diamonds. Ours was solid gold.
Okay.
Theirs had diamonds.
Yeah.
That was the difference between the big homies and the little homies' chains.
Okay.
But yeah, I never seen them once they raided. Never saw it again. They never documented it. They never said, I wasn't even there, so I didn't even go to jail or nothing. They took my shit though. They just never.
Some cops got it on in his living room.
They raided my grandma's house. Everything was all over my room. Dressers all flipped over. No jewelry.
Man.
Right.